Hey, you there. Watching this video, I want to ask you something serious. Do you feel like you're just drifting along, blending in, playing it safe? Do you want to stay like that? Because here's the truth. This video isn't for everyone. I'm not here to teach you just another set of tips and tricks. I'm talking about the stuff that sets you apart, the secrets that most people are either too afraid to learn or don't even know exist. If you're here to truly step up, if you're ready to learn how to captivate anyone, anywhere, then lock that door, silence your distractions, and get ready to discover what it means to be irresistible. But if you're happy with an average life, just go ahead, skip this. You don't need to know this. But if you're still here, it means you're ready to become someone people can't resist, someone others gravitate towards naturally, almost without realizing it. Now, I'm going to share 11 psychological tactics that will bring out that unique side of you, that magnetic pull that makes others unable to look away. This isn't just theory. It's the kind of transformation I've seen in my own life with people who doubted they had this power. You've got this. You're ready. Let's dive in. Number 1, master the art of the silent gaze. The silent gaze is deceptively powerful, and it's more than simply holding eye contact. This technique leverages the psychological power of presence and curiosity, creating a magnetism that pulls people toward you. When you're in conversation after someone finishes speaking, instead of immediately responding, simply hold their gaze, maintaining a calm and steady expression. In that moment, they'll feel an undeniable sense of being seen and understood in a way that goes beyond words. This pause creates tension, a kind of psychological electricity that intensifies the interaction. Humans are wired to feel a bit unsettled in silence, especially when someone is looking directly at them. But if you hold the gaze calmly and confidently, this unsettled feeling will transform into fascination. They'll wonder what you're thinking, what you'll say next, and even what you see in them that others don't. For example, if a person shares a personal story and you respond not with immediate words, but by holding eye contact with a gentle nod, they'll likely feel your intense focus, which makes them feel special and connected. The silent gaze works best in moderation. Use it only at moments where you want to emphasize your presence and create a memorable interaction. This technique requires practice to avoid making it too intense or uncomfortable. But once mastered, it can make people feel a deeper connection to you, one they can't quite explain. Number 2, use mirroring subtly. Mirroring is one of the most effective yet unnoticed techniques to create rapport, build trust, and make others feel at ease. The psychology behind it is rooted in the idea that people feel more connected to those who are like them, even if it's just subtle body language. By mirroring, you subtly copy the other person's physical gestures, posture, tone of voice, or pace of speech to create an underlying sense of sameness. Imagine you're sitting across from someone who leans forward as they tell a story. You, too, could lean slightly forward, mirroring their position. Or if they cross their legs, wait a moment and do the same. But remember, subtlety is key. If they scratch their head and you immediately scratch yours, they might feel that you're mocking them or being insincere. Instead, aim to make your mirroring subtle and natural. A slight shift in your position can be enough to mirror their body language without drawing attention to it. Mirroring can also extend to tone of voice and speech patterns. If someone speaks slowly, you could slow your own speech a bit to match their pace. Or, if they're more animated, you can mirror their energy by adding more enthusiasm to your tone. This creates an almost unconscious bond as people feel naturally drawn to those who resemble them. Used effectively, mirroring makes others feel comfortable and connected with you without even realizing why. Number 3, the mystery technique. The mystery technique plays on one of human nature's most powerful motivators, curiosity. People are naturally drawn to things they don't fully understand, and if you present yourself as a mystery, they'll find themselves thinking about you long after the conversation ends. Instead of revealing everything about yourself, try holding back certain details. The aim is to be interesting without being an open book, giving them enough to keep them curious and wanting to know more. For instance, if someone asks you about your background or career, you can give a part of the answer but leave out certain details. You might say, I work in a field that allows me to travel often and meet fascinating people. It's always an adventure. By withholding specifics, you plant a seed of curiosity, making them wonder what exactly you do and where you've traveled. They'll be intrigued, wanting to uncover more about you. This approach works well when you're selective about what you reveal. The mystery doesn't have to be about big secrets. Even small, everyday things can make a difference. Maybe you have a unique hobby, but instead of explaining it in detail, you can drop a hint like, "I picked up an unusual skill recently. Maybe I'll show you sometime." This leaves them wondering, creating a sense of excitement and anticipation. By being a mystery, you set yourself apart from others and create an irresistible pull, drawing people toward you. Number 4, use the power of touch. Sparingly, physical touch is one of the oldest and most instinctual ways humans bond, yet it's a tool that should be used delicately and with care. The right touch at the right time can create a feeling of connection, warmth, and trust. However, for this technique to be effective, it must be subtle and used sparingly. Too much touch or inappropriate touch can feel intrusive. Imagine sharing a laugh with someone during a conversation. At the peak of that moment, you gently place a hand on their shoulder just for a second before pulling it away. This brief touch amplifies the connection when making that moment feel warmer and more intimate. Another effective way to use touch is to place a light hand on someone's arm when you're making an important point, just to emphasize the significance of what you're saying. The key to making touch work is timing and restraint. By limiting the use of touch, each instance becomes more meaningful and memorable. When touch is rare, it feels special, like a privilege, and people will unconsciously crave that closeness. Just be mindful of the context, as personal space varies greatly from person to person. When done appropriately, this technique can foster a stronger bond and leave a lasting impression. Number 5, speak with a lower tone and slow pace. A calm, steady voice is universally associated with confidence, authority, and trustworthiness. When you speak with a lower tone and slow pace, you project an image of control and assurance. Think about the difference between someone who speaks in a rushed, high-pitched voice and someone who speaks slowly and deliberately. The latter immediately commands more attention and respect. When you're in conversation, slow down your speech slightly and lower your pitch. You don't need to exaggerate, just a slight adjustment can make a big difference. Imagine that you're explaining an important idea to someone. Instead of rushing through your words, take your time, letting each phrase land with weight. As you speak, notice how the other person starts leaning in, focusing intently on what you're saying, as if every word matters. Lowering your tone and speaking more slowly not only makes you sound more confident, but it also creates a sense of intimacy, as if you're sharing something exclusive and personal. This approach works especially well when discussing sensitive or important topics, as it conveys that you're fully engaged and sincere. By adopting this style, you'll make people feel like they're in the presence of someone calm, composed, and trustworthy, a person they want to be around and listen to. Number 6, give genuine compliments that target their deep self. Complimenting someone goes beyond mentioning their physical appearance or clothing. It's about connecting with who they truly are at their core. Superficial compliments like, "Nice shirt," or "You look great today," might be nice, but they don't leave a lasting impact. If you want someone to feel truly valued and drawn to you, aim for compliments that touch on their core identity, passions, or unique qualities. For example, if they share a story about a challenging project at work, you could say, "I can tell you're incredibly dedicated and passionate about what you do. That's rare to find." Or if they talk about their creative pursuits, you might respond with, "Your imagination and dedication are inspiring. Not everyone has the courage to bring their ideas to life like you do." These types of compliments do more than just flatter. They recognize their inner qualities and make them feel seen and appreciated on a deeper level. When people feel that you genuinely see and appreciate who they are beyond the surface, they'll remember you. It creates a sense of connection and trust, as they'll feel drawn to the fact that you truly understand them. Genuine compliments like these can leave a lasting impression, making them more inclined to seek out your company. Number 7, plant psychological triggers with phrases. Language is a powerful tool for connecting with others, especially when you use phrases that subtly evoke emotions or thoughts in their minds. Certain phrases can act as psychological triggers, pulling them into the moment or making them feel understood on a profound level. By choosing the right words, you can create an emotional resonance that keeps you in their thoughts. For instance, when discussing an exciting experience, instead of simply describing it, say something like, "Imagine yourself there with me." This phrase encourages them to visualize the experience as if they're a part of it, which can forge a sense of shared adventure and closeness. Or use phrases that tap into their personality, like, "You seem like the kind of person who values honesty and loyalty." This kind of language makes them feel understood and recognized for who they are, which creates a bond. These psychological triggers work because they're suggestive without being overtly direct. You're planting an idea or a feeling that lingers with them. They'll likely recall those phrases later, linking those positive emotions back to you. By carefully selecting language that draws them in and makes them feel uniquely valued, you'll strengthen their attraction toward you. Number 8. Develop a signature look or habit. Memorability is key when you want to make an impression. Think of people you find unforgettable. Often they have a unique way of dressing, a distinctive laugh, or a specific gesture that makes them stand out. Developing a signature look or habit can create that same effect, giving people a reason to remember you and think of you even when you're not around. Your signature trait doesn't have to be extravagant. It could be something simple like wearing a particular accessory, using a unique phrase, or having a friendly way of greeting people. For example, perhaps you have a favorite necklace you always wear, or you start conversations with a warm smile and a handshake. These small but consistent actions become associated with you, creating a unique brand in people's minds. This signature trait becomes a trigger for them to remember you, whether it's through visual cues or familiar phrases. They'll recognize and recall you more easily, and when they come across anything similar, it might bring you to mind. Over time, this habit or look can contribute to an image of you that's distinct and memorable, making them think of you often and feel an irresistible pull toward your presence. Number 9. Make them feel like they're the only one in the room. Giving someone your undivided attention can be rare and powerful. In a world full of distractions, showing someone that they have your complete focus makes them feel valued and unique. When you're in conversation, eliminate any distractions, no looking at your phone or glancing around the room. Instead, focus entirely on them, maintaining eye contact, listening intently, and responding thoughtfully. Imagine you're at a social event, and amidst the noise and chaos, you make someone feel like they're the only one there. You lean in slightly, nodding as they talk, and respond with genuine interest. They'll feel important and appreciated, drawn to the sense of connection that they rarely experience. When people feel seen and heard in this way, they'll associate those positive feelings with you, and will naturally want to spend more time around you. Making someone feel like they're the only one in the room requires attentiveness and empathy. By doing this, you create a space where they can be themselves without fear of judgment or interruption. This connection goes beyond surface-level interaction, building trust and fostering an emotional attachment that's hard to resist. Number 10. Share stories that highlight your values. Values are the foundation of who we are, and sharing your personal values through stories can create a strong emotional connection. Rather than just telling someone, "I value honesty," or "I believe in resilience," share a personal story that illustrates these qualities in action. This gives them a glimpse of who you truly are and allows them to feel connected to you on a more meaningful level. For example, instead of saying you value honesty, you could share a story about a time you faced a difficult situation, but chose to be truthful, even though it wasn't easy. You might say, "I once had a tough conversation with a friend where I knew the truth would be hard to hear, but I decided it was more important to be honest with them." This way, you're not just stating your values, you're showing them in action. When people hear stories that reveal your values, they feel like they're getting to know the real you, beyond the surface. They may respect and trust you more, drawn to your authenticity. Stories like these also make you memorable, as they'll associate you with certain principles and feel a deeper emotional connection to you. Number 11, use the power of scarcity. The principle of scarcity is based on a powerful psychological concept. People value things that are rare or hard to obtain. When you're not always available and give the impression that you have a full, vibrant life, others will see you as someone with high value. This sense of scarcity increases your attractiveness, as people naturally want what they feel is exclusive or limited. Rather than responding to every text or being available at a moment's notice, create a sense of mystery by managing your availability. For instance, if someone invites you out, you don't always have to say yes immediately. You might say, I'd love to, but I have a busy week. How about we plan something soon? This subtly implies that your time is valuable, and spending it with them is something they have to earn or plan for. By showing that you have priorities and commitments, you create an aura of intrigue and exclusivity around yourself. People will perceive you as someone who values their time and doesn't give it away freely. This not only builds respect, but also makes people feel eager to spend time with you when they do get the chance. In essence, by making yourself slightly less available, you become more desirable, creating a natural pull that makes them want to be around you even more. Look, I don't believe in average, and I know you don't either. By watching this, you've already taken that first step to setting yourself apart. Remember, these aren't just tips, they're powerful, transformative tools to shape how others see you and to unlock the influence you're capable of. So go out there, be magnetic, and let people feel the pull of who you are. And hey, if this video brought you value, stick around for more content like this by subscribing and hitting that bell, because you're here for something bigger, and I'm here to guide you on that journey.